All right, and we're live. The good news. This is good news, Mark. So apparently we are not going to have, unless they just flip on the connection. Well, okay, not all news is good. One piece of news is good is that I did a test game with the sheriff, and we were able to play the game without any of the extremely bizarre lag, that was going on. And
Yep.
but there is bad news. Before, while I was discussing things, I saw rain falling down, and if it starts raining, there is always a chance that I will lose power. And obviously, if I lose power, then my internet will go down, and I cannot stream without internet. I have tried it before; it doesn't work, and so that's basically the situation. So, good news, it's working. Bad news, we could wind up getting rained out. It's really weird, too, because I got hit by a hurricane last year, and we didn't lose power. Category 3 hurricane didn't lose power throughout the entire experience. A little bit of rain and thunder, lost power 2 storms in a row. So,
Wow.
yeah.
It's been
Very
that one
strange.
meteorologist.
Anyways, yep, I'm your host, Get Good Fox, the commander of Ronan Fox Armored Security. We're on MechWarrior 5 today instead of Mecha Break. We actually had a really good stream in Mecha Break the other day, like really good numbers. I'm joined by Dr. Sheriff Crab. How's it going?
It's going really good. Going really good. Looking forward to getting back. It's funny you're saying about rain. Like, we have rain here, like, probably 60% of the year. You don't have a lot of rain, but by God, when it rains where you live, it rains, like, really heavy, doesn't it?
I heard, real quick, that people in England have been complaining about a significant heat wave. Has that been affecting your area?
Yeah, well, I was traveling last week for work, and I seen. Let me just translate this into American. 90 degrees Fahrenheit,
Oh, it's pretty.
and I was pretty spicy. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really enjoy it, but to be honest, at the minute, let me translate this into American. It's about 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's kind of still pretty spicy for me, to be honest. I'm still not like super happy.
So to put it in perspective, the internal temperature of my home is 80 degrees. Like that's what
That's
my
wild.
thermostat is at.
That's
And
wild.
and sometimes I get a little cold. I get a little cold even at 80 degrees sometimes. Like sometimes I'm like, I could probably go to 81 or 82. On the other hand, 90 is pretty normal. Like I'm not jumping for joy. Like wow, what a wonderful day. But like 90 where I live is pretty normal. Now,
Like,
Now, what is sweater weather here is like 70 degrees. Like, once it gets to 70 degrees, you're going to see people wearing sweaters and jackets. Maybe they even have their hoodies
wow,
up.
that's crazy. Like here for me, I'm happy in t-shirts and shorts at like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and like, as long as it's not raining. And then, but most people here are probably going to be like in a t-shirt,
Wait,
or
there's
going
a
to be in like
hurricane on the way?
a sweater in like 60. What, you got
Nobody-
one locked in?
I didn't know there was a hurricane on the way. Let me see. Hurricane Aaron? Hurricane Aaron. Let me see.
I never heard of any hurricanes.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know that I had a hurricane on my way.
Nice.
Looks like it's going to miss unless this is Hurricane Aaron path projection. It looks like people are saying it's going to curve away. So basically, the outer bands of the hurricane are going to. It looks like the outer bands of the hurricane will probably bring a lot. Oh, the temperature is probably going to go down. Usually, the hurricane causes the temperature to fall. Yeah, it looks like. I mean, hurricanes can do whatever the fuck they want, but looks like it's probably not going to hit. That would explain. I was wondering why there was so much rain recently. I'm like, that seems kind of very persistent and unusual. Let me see what's going on down in Chatville, though. Dara is giving out 20 gift memberships. That is a lot of people. I'm not going to read all of those people. So congratulations, all 20 of you who received a gift membership. Dara says, good afternoon, Fox, Sheriff, and company. Good afternoon to you as well, Dara. We had anime night the other night, and Dara was in attendance over at anime night. We're watching Gundam Wing at 10 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Nice.
Jet Knight
Is it going good?
says, Yeah, like, there's a lot of people who have seen Gundam Wing before, and then there's a lot of people who have never seen it before. So it's, you know, got a mixed bag of people who, you know, who have and have not. The haves and have-nots. Jet Knight, it took me a while to figure out how to stream because I had to find a browser that would actually make it work. Jet Knight Gaming says, yesterday was my birthday, so I missed the stream. It's all good. Dara says, was anime watch night yesterday. Yeah, that's true. Teddy Bear says, Hurricane Aaron just off the coast. Yeah, that's what I just read that earlier. Is the hurricane going to hit me? Doesn't seem like it overall. Should be good. Never know. Yeah, it doesn't. I would say, I mean, even if it does hit, I live too far inland. Like, sometimes I lose a shingle off of my roof, but that's about it. It's not, I mean, a branch could get knocked down and hit my car, or something could hit, but, like, I'm too far inland. The hurricane loses too much power. Even a maximum power hurricane, I mean, I don't know what maximum power count, but, like, I've been hit by Category 5 hurricanes before, and even a maximally categorized hurricane does not damage the house because I'm just too far inland. The hurricane simply loses way too much power. Even if it's a direct hit by the eye of the hurricane, that's where the strongest forces of the wind are. I mean, it gets really windy, don't get me wrong, and like there will be a lot of debris all over the place, but I've never suffered any kind of like notable damage from any level of hurricane because I just live too far inland. But it can cause a big disruption. I think the longest was I lost power for like 10 days. But,
a long time.
Oh, and it's terrible too because it's super, super hot, super, super sweaty. It's just really awful. Anyways, that is enough of the Yapperoni. We are over here in the Davion Karidan front line. Difficulty level is 7 to 10. And the reason for that is because we need to test mechs today, and we're testing a variety of mechs from light to heavy. So I wanted an area that had kind of flexible deployment weights. And we do have a few mechs that I've modified. This Marauder 4A, I feel like I've seen enough of the pulse lasers. So what I've done is I have redesigned this Marauder 4A into the ER large lasers instead. So we've got 3 ER large lasers and then 2 medium pulse lasers, just so you know, a little bit of up-close work, and then as many double heat sinks as I could cram in. And then once we ran out of critical slots, I started removing the double heat sinks and then filling it up with the single heat sinks until we reached the point where, in fact, I could probably put, I'd have to remove 3. And it wouldn't matter because like 3 single heat sinks will have a little bit better cooling than 1 double heat sink, obviously at the cost of being a lot heavier, but you know, what can you do? So that's a mech that I've adjusted. Some mechs have been removed. The mechs that have been tested, the mechs that I've tested, and I've seen enough of them. You know, I don't need to know how much better they are or how much worse. Like, they are done. There are some mechs that I am still not sold on. Like, I have not either confirmed. I have not decided that either they are bad or they've reached. Basically, there are some mechs that I'm like, they have reached their potential. I don't really see them getting any better than this. But there are some mechs where I'm not totally happy with them. This is an example right here. So this is a mech that deviates from the typical way I design mechs. In order to make this mech work, I had to remove 62 armor from this mech in order to get it to work, which is more armor than I normally want to. Like, the maximum armor on this would be 350 units, but I have it down to 288, which is comparable to like a 40-ton mech that's fully armored, so a little bit more heavily armored than a 35-ton mech, so you know, a little bit light for a 50-ton mech. But the thing is, I just have not been satisfied with its loadouts. Like, they just are not. They're just not it. I'll just put it that way. The last one we did was an LB10X AC with an Ultra AC5, and I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't like it either. It, like I said, it just wasn't blowing my hair back. I just was not. And at the same time, I still think this mech has potential. It's a very high-quality mech. It's got an extra light engine and endo steel, and since it doesn't have ferrofibrous armor, I was willing to take some armor off. I really dislike taking off armor of a mech with ferrofibrous ferrofibers, and that's because since the armor weighs like one, that's the whole point of having the ferrofibers armor is to have the armor. But two, because the ferrofibers armor doesn't weigh as much, it takes more units of armor to make 1 ton. And so that is good when you're putting the armor on, but if you're trying to take the armor off, it means you have to take even more points of armor off to reach 1 ton, so it actually works against you when you're trying to shave the armor down. So because this mech doesn't have the ferrofibers armor, I went ahead and went for this and knocked the armor mainly off the legs, but honestly, I brought the armor down kind of across the mech in total, a little bit more off the head, a bit off the, a little off the rear armor on the torso, a little bit off the claws. The claws I only took off like 2 points just because, like, you know, the claws are where the weapons are. The ammo in the legs is a little spooky with the missing basically 15 armor, a little more than 50 armor already. But the AI, this is like okay, if I was fighting a player, they would just know to shoot my legs all the time because, like, that's where my armor goes. But the AI doesn't know that. So the AI doesn't know that that's where my ammo always is. So the AI has a tendency to not shoot the legs, which is why I'm going to go ahead and go a little spooky on the leg armor. And it's just a little different. Now, there's no way that 2 LBX AC-10s is going to be bad. I will just... There's just no way that's going to be bad. But I've got another idea. I've got one more build that I want to try. So even though the Crab FL has been tested, I'm not satisfied with I'm just not satisfied with the build yet. And on one hand, I'm kind of like, yeah, I kind of want to complete the season. I kind of want to get the season done. But at the same time, I feel like there's a few mechs that I should work a little bit longer on, and the Crab FL is definitely one of them. Let's go ahead and get in here. It really doesn't matter. We don't need any salvage or anything. We are done collecting things, so we're just like punching stuff in. And let me find my notes. Is this the final stream? Probably not. We have a lot of mechs to test. There's still a lot to do. There's probably 3 more streams remaining. I thought we would get a lot more done last stream, but we did not. We did have some technical difficulties as well. I'll show you what the list looks like, because I do have show notes. So according to my show notes, we have... these are the mechs that I have done. Now, the Sheriff has started at the bottom of the list. And so I only marked off the ones I did. So, like, the Crab was also crossed out, but I uncrossed it because I'm not done with this one yet. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that, too. Like, this one is just not done yet. But we still have the Grasshoppers, the Hatchetmen, the Jaeger mechs, the Javelins, Kintaros, Marauders... the Panther, the Shadowhawks, like, there's still a good bit to do. So, and the thing is, I don't want to proclaim what I think about those mechs until I've honestly given them a real shot. Like, I don't need to have a maximally educated opinion on things. Like, I don't hold myself to that standard. But I do hold myself to the standard that I should at least know 50% of what I'm talking about at the minimum. 50% isn't even that good, but, like, there's a lot of mechs where I've seen enough. Like, a good example is the Commando TDK. I've seen enough of that mech. I don't need to test any more on it. Like, I haven't tried every possible build with it, but I don't need to. I have seen what it's capable of. I know what its strengths are. I know what its limits are. And there are quite a few mechs like that where I'm like, no, I've seen... What I've seen is sufficient. Like, I know the beginning and the end of the mech, but there's a few mechs that I can't say that, and the Crab FL is definitely one of them. Let me change my weapon groups.
Hi Mark, GG says, looks like Sheriff used every mech below the Kintaro Golden Boy. I'm actually not sure, to be honest. I forgot to look at the list, and I just seen the Kintaro Golden Boy there, and I thought, I'm going to use that. So there was really no real rhyme or reason to this. I know I haven't tested it yet, so...
The Golden Boy did get redesigned as well. It did not get redesigned into something particularly creative. It just got, it's just like, it just got,
yeah, I spammed this around for.
It's basically just a reification build. If you're not familiar with that term, when something gets reified, it basically means that it is reproven. Or it's like, even if it's not reproven, it's a previous idea that has then been confirmed by like additional testing. And it's a good idea to reify your knowledge of things periodically.
Target acquired.
Coordinating air attack.
All right, this is what I really want. I want this blackjack over here.
Enemy forces continuing to converge on your location.
So like 2 LBX AC-10s. There's no way that this mech is bad. Also, the crab is a this is this is the kind of mech I would use in MechWarrior 4. Not the crab specifically, because the crab was not an available mech in MW4. But I would often use in the medium weight Solaris mode a mech that would use 2 LBX AC-10s. Maybe I would use like an Uzil for an example, and then I would use like double LB-10X ACs, stuff like that. Or any medium mech that can run 2 LBX AC-10s.
Incoming missile. Target
Tango down.
Target destroyed.
I'd also do LBX AC-5s, because those were invented, the standard LBX AC-5, not like clan LBX AC-5.
They're heading your way.
So this is a very familiar build in some ways. Now the thing is, MechWarrior 5 plays very, very differently than MechWarrior. If I got into an argument with someone earlier who was basically like, this build is ridiculous, like this game is like 30 years old and like you're still acting like we haven't solved every mech, and I'm like, well, you're clearly talking about BattleTech, and I'm like, if you have played MechWarrior 5, you would know that the rules of tabletop don't translate very well into MechWarrior 5. Like, there are many weapons and strategies are effective in the BattleTech tabletop that are not effective in MechWarrior 5, as well as many just non-canon things that just don't exist. Like, one good example is the large laser in MechWarrior 5 does way more damage than the tabletop. It does an extra 2 damage. It's like the tabletop large laser does 8 damage, and the MechWarrior 5 large laser does 2 damage. So it's like an extra 2 damage there. That's a pretty big buff to a weapon. Even more significant one is the heavy rifle. The heavy rifle in the tabletop, I think it does like 9 damage, and it does like 18 damage or something like that in MechWarrior 5. So like there's a wild, like you would never do a heavy rifle type of build like you see in, what do you call it, MechWarrior 5. You just would never do that.
Target destroyed.
Nice work. Your down target is about to go critical.
Another example is the behavior of LRMs. The LRMs do not behave the same in MechWarrior 2, or MechWarrior 4, or MechWarrior 5, or Mech Commander, or Mech Commander 2. So just because the weapons have the same names does not mean that their action simulation is the same. Here's another example. In MechWarrior 4, let's kill some more guys. Like, 13's not enough for me. In MechWarrior 4, when you shoot someone with a laser, all of the damage is dealt instantly to that particular body part. Whereas in MechWarrior 5, the lasers have a burn time, and they kind of like gouge claw marks into the mech, meaning you could distribute the damage across the duration of the beam. That's not how the other MechWarrior games works. So like, oh wow, someone just caught that. Was that a headshot? Oh, it's a...
Yeah.
That's a cataphract, so it certainly was a headshot.
Target acquired.
So like when people get on my case about like experimenting with mech models in like MechWarrior 5, like, oh, as if this has not been solved, I'm like, MechWarrior 5 is a different beast. Like, it's a different game, and like we should take each game differently.
I mean, even just between like the BattleTech strategy game and this game, like, moving fast in both games is very important, obviously, for evasion in that game, and I guess in this game too, but not in a empirical way. But in that game, the jump jets are like vital, almost. Like, yeah. You can't survive without them. But in this game, they're kind of pointless. I mean, even that alone is like enough to say that between even games, never mind the board game, between actual video games, there's so much variation.
Well, okay, I'll give you. Here's another example. Before the DLC was added to BattleTech 2018, the strategy game, one of the meta strategies was LRM builds, just mass LRM barrages, and the plan was basically to build up the destabilization and knock the enemy mechs down to either kill or KO the pilots. Like how that was like a meta strategy in BattleTech before they introduced some of the DLC that made headhunting even more effective than it was. So like, whereas people would tell you that LRMs are garbage in MechWarrior 5, like LRMs are one of the less popular weapons, and so like I said, they're just definite differences. Okay, they sent a second guy from a different direction. We're just wasting these guys right now.
Blackjack.
They're all like really low pilot level.
Yeah, I mean, that's the disadvantage of going at a lower difficulty. But at the same time, like, it's kind of right in the middle.
Can't test these mechs against,
Target
oh well.
destroyed.
You know, really stupid mechs anyway. I mean, we could, but it wouldn't be very fun.
Like, I mean, because I need to be able to bring light mechs in, period. Maybe I should focus on some of the light mechs, just while we have it. I mean, okay, does anyone doubt that 2 LB10X ACs would be bad on this mech? I don't think anyone is going to question that. Yeah,
No,
maybe we haven't fought an elite mech, but I don't think anyone would be like, I don't know if 2 LB10Xs are going to be good against an elite mech. Like, you know, the crab might not be fast enough to get behind that elite Atlas to, like, blow its fucking back out. Like, I don't know. I think it's safe to say that this is a perfectly good build for the crab. Like, that's my opinion about this crab. I think this crab is pretty good. Let me see what chat's saying.
Stand by for pickup, Commander.
Also, yes, happy birthday,
Welcome
Jet
home.
Knight Gaming. I forgot to say that. Teddy Bear says, had to resort to flex brace for some repairs. You can use it to seal more than a bucket. Not sure what got damaged, but I've never tried any of the flex tape stuff before. I've always seen the advertisements, though. Let me just take one of these mechs just to kind of keep our salvage
The weather's
not from
really
getting out of
picking up,
control.
Commander. Your visibility will be limited out there.
Could I get you to do me a favor and resend me that list of mechs again? Because I have lost it.
Sure. Let me get you. How do I do this? Share, copy link. Here you go. Oh. Oh man, never mind. Let me try that again.
Cheers.
All right, there we go. Good thing that was off the stream.
What was?
I sent you this Nikkei with some fat ass titties.
Shit. Alright, I'm mad about that.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I do want to try one more thing. I want to try a twin AC5 on the Crab FL. But since we are doing some of these lower difficulty ones, let me go and run some of these weaker mechs. I think this is actually a really good time for that. So this particular Panther is a spin on the classic. I was inspired by the original Panther. And so what this Panther is doing, it's taking the classic Panther with the SRM and the PPC, and we're just going to go into the LBX-10 solid slug to kind of be the PPC replacement, and then upgrade into an SRM-6. 2.5 tons of ammo, just because, you know, we need the, you know, just to be safe, and then 1.5 tons of SRM ammo. Once again, just also what else was I going to do with the tonnage? This is a very high quality Panther too. Extra light engine, endo steel. It's maybe a little overkill, if you ask me, but you know, it is
Quite
what
conveniently selected the correct mech.
And I just threw some mechs on it. It just happened to exactly be 230. Oh, a big feature of this Panther is that it's faster than normal, 81 kilometers. So like, I mean, maybe I'm just being a hater. But like that seems pretty comfortable for a light mech.
This is a surgical strike, Commander. Our client wants us to take out a number of structures within this vicinity.
Wow, changing planets. Talk about that. Or changing like biomes suddenly.
Our client wants destroyed. Then take them out.
Target acquired.
Enemy destroyed.
Oh, it's so much more comfortable going at 81 kilometers. That's so much better. Happy Teddy Bear says, do you think they will add clan double heatsinks in the new DLC? I think so. I mean, I feel like they will add everything from MechWarrior 5 clans. For those who are not familiar with all of the stats or the differences, the clans, their double heatsinks are almost the same, but they're not as bulky, so they don't eat up 3 critical slots. They only occupy 2, which is really nice.
That's close enough. Ready to start picking
That means
operations.
some of the clan double heatsinks, there may be some builds that are actually more viable now, just because you'll be able to cram on even more heat sinking. But the answer is I don't know for sure. It's just that's just my opinion on it. My opinion is that they will probably have the clan double heat sinks. Okay, I think so this thing's got an AC 10, so I'm just gonna give it the old sniperoni. Now the AI will not use their autocannons unless they're in an optimal range, which is why he's not returning fire right now. And I'm about to knock his arm off. There we go. So he will not use, that's one of the reasons. So people question me on, like, why do I rate the Atlas so low? Why do I give the Atlas such a low rating? Well, part of the reason is because the enemy AI will not use the autocannon beyond its optimal range. And since it won't use the autocannon out of its optimal range, that means as long as you stay farther than 270 meters, then the Atlas is not going to fire its AC-20 at you.
Scratch that target.
And if the Atlas doesn't fire its AC-20 at you, like that's such a massive amount of its firepower that you don't have to worry about. Same with the SRMs. It won't fire the SRMs unless you get close enough. Like it will not attempt to like arc the shots at you. So yeah. I mean, and you saw it right there. Like, I was at 450 meters or so. Like, why not just take a shot with the AC-10? Oh no, it's because he's not in optimal range. It's just the way that's just the way the AI works. And I'll take advantage of it. Damaku says, "How's it going, guys?" It's going pretty well. How are you doing, Damaku? Primark says, speaking of MW5, just managed to get mine started today after it was missing a file. And would you have to reinstall it or something? Useful for other people to know if they get a similar problem. But that would be my assumption, they have to like reinstall. Scarp says, do you guys know how to start getting into Battletech? I only played the games. Now, there's nothing wrong with just playing the games. I'll be completely honest. I kind of treat Battletech like Warhammer. And some people will be like, oh, you know, what if I want to get more into Warhammer? Well, you know, there's obviously some suggestions, but there's nothing wrong with just playing the games, to be honest. Like, just playing the games is perfectly good. If you wanted to branch out of MechWarrior, you could try Battletech 2018. That will give you a little bit of a taste of what it would be like to play the tabletop game. It's not exactly the same, but it would give you a feel for it. You could also go back and play some historic MechWarrior games.
Good work, Commander.
MechWarrior 4
That's one less target.
is free to download. I mean, it does have a bunch of mods on it, so it's not really the original MechWarrior 4, which is a little unfortunate. You know, it's hard to recreate what it was originally intended to be played as. You can play MechWarrior 4. I think they added some of the MechWarrior games to the Xbox Game Pass as well, so you could go back and play some of the historic MechWarrior games. If you want to try to track them down, you could also play some of the less-known Battletech games like Mech Commander 1 and Mech Commander 2. If you want to get into more Battletech, you could watch the Battletech cartoon. It's not fantastic, but it's kind of like, if you watch it ironically, if you watch it, you know, to get a little bit of a chuckle out of it, like you could watch the Battletech cartoon. It's all, I'm pretty sure all the episodes are available on YouTube. What else could you do? You could try out Mech Assault 1 and Mech Assault 2. That was like a more arcade version of MechWarrior with like an arcade spin. That was actually a very popular game when Xbox came out. When the Xbox originally came out, lots of people liked that game. That was kind of the height. In fact, that was really the height of MechWarrior in general. After that, that was kind of the downfall. That's when FASA finally had to close up shop and everything. What else could you do? There is, of course, the tabletop. The books. I would say probably the books are probably the next place to go. The tabletop would require you... The tabletop is not expensive. It's not expensive to get into, like, you know, just to get 4 mechs and start playing tabletop. It's not expensive. But, you know, I don't know, do you want to paint things or not? You know, maybe you do, maybe you don't. They come plastic gray, so, you know, they may not, you know... The tabletop is kind of more of a hobbyist thing. Now, you could play with gray mechs. You could become the real Grey Death Legion. Or just the Grey Legion. You know, nothing stops you from doing it. But the thing is, you know, you have to have other people to play with. And if you don't have a local gaming club or like a gaming store, you know, you might have trouble getting someone. You know, plus there's the whole idea of like getting to know people and whatnot. You know, there's inhibitions to getting into tabletop, that's for sure. But, you know, that's kind of what I would recommend as far as what you could do to branch out from MechWarrior 5. That's a good point. There's audiobooks. Like, you know, you don't need to read them personally. You know, you could go with an audiobook. Then I'll tell you, the Golden Boy really took people to task on that one. I mean, this Panther, I don't have a problem with it. Like, I didn't fight particularly vicious enemies, but I mean, like, this Panther did exactly what I thought it would do. So and the thing is, it's a very speedy ride, like 81 kilometers. That's just right for, like, you know, for a light. Maybe it's a little slow by light mech standards, but it's still, like, I don't have a problem with this mech. And I think that I don't see it performing poorly against even, like, tougher enemies. Like, I think that this was a perfectly good Panther. Like, I don't have any complaints about it. Like, I even enjoy the solid slug. I think the scattering projectiles would be just as good. You might even be able to do an LRM setup if you wanted to, but, you know, I think this LBX, I think this kind of enhanced PPC model is perfectly good. I don't have any problem with it, to be totally honest. Let me see, what's next on the list? Actually, no, let's just keep using these smaller mechs.
I'm onto the third and final Kintaro.
All right. I'm going to do the Javelin. Just going to shove these guys in the Jaeger mech. I'll shove one of them into the Marauder. And there we will go with that. Once I get these light mechs tested, then maybe we'll bump the difficulty up.
There's a good chance our target
Teddy Bear says, wish we had the game feature. We wish we had that feature in this game. I mean, we'll see what clans adds into it. What is this? Oh, this is assassination. This is assassination. So the only difference between this Javelin, the 10p Javelin, is able to get a few more missiles on. You know, your typical Javelin has 12 missiles. This one has 14. Is 2 missiles going to be the difference maker? Probably not. But because I do get them in 3 separate weapons, technically this mech is probably better at clearing smaller vehicles, because I could fire off 3 volleys of SRMs and potentially destroy 3 separate smaller targets, so maybe it's better in that regard. But are two missiles a massive upgrade from 12? Probably not. That's my projection, but, you know, we'll see.
Target acquired.
Over here, we've got a Cicada, not the deadliest of enemies, but that's what they're sending at me. They have a Warhammer?
Yeah.
I mean, first I want to chase this, like, Cicada down.
Warhammer dead.
The heat is still a little intense. That's not too surprising, even with the double heat sinks. This guy doesn't notice me, I can tell because of the orientation of his torso. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll up on him like this. And I'm just going to destroy his weapon just like that.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Now, I will be the first to say, these aren't necessarily the fairest of tests, given that, you know, we're using really high-quality weaponry and stuff. Oh, here, this. Oh, no, that's the cicada. I was wondering what that was. We still haven't found any of the assassination targets, though.
The Warhammer was on.
Oh, he was one of them?
Yeah.
But the thing is, you would be using smaller mechs in a lot of these cases. You literally didn't even notice. And you stabbed them with, like, the mega robo-dick.
Target acquired.
Here you got back shots of the reboot ping.
Target destroyed.
Oh, look at this.
That's
It's a
actually-
Centurion
yeah.
D with the LBX AC-10.
It might be a little bit faster as well, actually.
Yeah, this one's a little quicker on its feet. Pretty much just
New target,
an
Centurion.
upgrade in every direction. No complaints about
Good.
such a mech.
We haven't done the Centurion yet, have we?
No, it wasn't voted for.
It'll probably be pretty good, this one.
Primary target identified.
Yeah, oh, somebody wanted me to do the Stalker. I would love to do the Stalker just because, like, I think the Stalker is... That'd be a very easy mech. I think the Stalker is one of the better assault mechs in the game.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't get voted for.
Well, guys have got one more chance to vote, and then the final playthrough is basically what's left, so...
That's true. I mean, there's also going to be the clan mechs, but we will prioritize the clan mechs and the new models when the DLC comes out.
Yeah,
I'm getting 0 reactor signature from the targets. Looks like we've got them all.
we have a dropship.
We fulfilled our contract, Commander. Let's get you out of here now.
Target destroyed.
So, like I thought, this mech is better. I can't say it's worse because it has more missiles, and like I said, you can fire like in better volleys. But is it the difference maker? Nah, it's not the difference maker. But if you like javelins, I mean, it's a perfectly good mech.
Good kill, Commander. That mech is about to go critical.
Target
And it's
acquired.
still perfectly good for just walking right up behind people and shotgunning them with a bunch of missiles. When they're a little farther, I'll typically use the single fire like this in order to basically just help me zero in on the target. Then when I'm very confident about my shots, I'll begin using the group fire. So I guess another side advantage is since you can fire 3 volleys, you could range the targets a little bit easier. You think you could like zero in a little bit easier. The heat is still an issue, but you know, you could also knock 2 SRMs off and put some more, or you could knock, now, it doesn't have the 2 large launchers, so you could downgrade one of the SRMs into an SRM2. And then maybe pull a little ammo off, and then you could get a bit more heat, but I don't know, then I think you're just kind of making the standard javelin. And we're trying to make this mech a little different.
Object to pick it up.
Target destroyed.
Enemy destroyed.
I guess I'll grab this. We're at the point of the game where I don't even need anything, so I'm just grabbing it just to do it.
Payload acquired.
Target acquired.
Now, the advantage to the chat not voting for the Stalker is if they vote for really shitty mechs, that means the Stalker is on reserve as a personal pick, because I do add a few personal picks in order to smooth the playthroughs out.
You can never have
So that
too
means
much
that the
ammunition.
Stalker is always available. What's chat saying? Rather than changing biomes, we're on a different planet. Most people just don't notice that the mission screens. Oh, so you can actually change planets. That's interesting. Yeah, I never actually paid attention to that. I need to shut my mouth because the cartoon is fantastic. I'll need to watch it again in order to like be the judge of that. I do not remember it being fantastic though. I do not remember it being fantastic. And it'll especially be difficult to grade considering we are watching Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing isn't even the best of the Gundam series, but it's not bad. Maybe we'll watch the original Battletech for anime night, even though it's not technically anime. Okay, so we're done with that contract. We need more, though. We need more to do. So we need to find some FedCom squishing missions. This is a good one. It's not for the combined, but like, you know, we don't need money. We're fine. No Limitation says you can just Sarna the pages like the Succession Wars. That's also true if you want to do a little bit of research. Sarna typically gets its information either from a technical readout or from like these source manuals, also from the novels. And, you know, like, I do cross... So when I do research for my videos, I don't like to rip off Sarna because I don't like to be accused of just, say, like, let's say, I don't know, the Marauder. I don't like to be accused of, like, oh, you're just reading the page. So what I do is I do my original research. Let me find it. Projects, MechWarrior, documents. So we have... Here's TRO 3025 revised. So like I can go into here and I can like read the mechs over in this area as well, and this is where I get my information from. And the thing is, when I like here's the Jenner, for example. I'll read the history of the Jenner, and then I'll cross-reference it with other iterations of it as well. Like here's TRO 3039, you know, here's the Marauder. I'll cross-reference it, and then I will still look at Sarna just in case I missed anything. But honestly, like in the description, the vast majority of this stuff is straight out of, like, probably the first 3 paragraphs are typically just straight out of TRO 2025 and TRO 3039. Like, same with, like, this description here. Most of this stuff is just straight out of TRO 3025 and TRO 3039. Like, it's, but that's where I get all of my... And that's also where you get some inconsistencies in the lore. So, for example, I might say something in one of my guides where I will say...
The weather's really picking up, Commander. Your visibility will be limited out there.
You know, like, the Thunderbolt is one of the first mechs ever created, or the Thunderbolt was one of, like, the first, like, assault-style mechs. And people, well, what about the Mackie? Wasn't the Mackie the first mech? Kind of yes and no, if you want to get really technical. The Mackie doesn't show up until, like, TRO 3050 something. There is no Mackie in 3025. There is no Mackie in 3039. So the Mackie in the lore, contextually, yes, it is the first battle mech, but it was not made sequentially in the real world in that manner. I'm gonna use the Hatchetman.
I actually don't think that Hatchman's that bad.
That's what I'm saying. I think this Hatchetman's actually okay.
Which is concerning to say.
So basically, the Mackie retroactively became the original battle mech, but it was not published and created first. Like its first appearance, like I said, it's in like TRO like 3054 or 30 something like that, like 3050 something. It wasn't made for a while. I'll put it that way.
We'll be on standby to evac you once the job is done.
And I chose to just cite the data by the TRO because the thing is I don't want to accommodate every single lore technicality that retroactively changed the lore. So I'm like, you know, I'm just going to stick by what the source material says. Primarch says 2 more missiles might not be much of a difference wise, but it's 2 more chances for hitting the enemies and 2 more chances to... Yeah, that is true. Like, you know, it's not to say that they don't make a difference. I would say their most practical difference is the ability to fire 3 separate volleys. Like, if you fought 3 turrets, you could go bam, 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 and destroy 3 turrets. Or if you fought multiple helicopters, you could go like bam, 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 and potentially destroy 3 helicopters. Whereas with only 2 SRM-6s, you'd be less capable of doing something like that. I would say that's probably the most pragmatic differences. There is, I would call those like statistical, statistical, anomalous statistical things where firing 14 missiles, the 2 missiles could be the difference maker of a, maybe you hit their ammo bin and blow their ammo up. You know, that's kind of like RNG, you know, yes, it's definitely in your favor, more in your favor. But in terms of like, you know, like actionable strategic combat data, probably the best thing would be being able to fire the 3 separate volleys to neutralize 3 small targets, which does make a difference in battles where there's just an ass ton of small enemies, which does happen. It definitely happens. Teddy Bear says the Stalker is fantastic. Definitely agree. Stalker is one of the mechs I really like. The only thing I really count against it is that it doesn't have an ability to engage in melee. And I just like having the ability to do it. I just like being able to make a melee attack if I want it. I don't always use it, but I like having it.
We haven't been authorized for airstrikes.
What are these
on this
chemtrails
mission.
in the air?
Chemtrails.
Yeah, it's like they're putting smoke in the air.
No,
It's making the frogs.
They're all
go.
here.
Watch yourself.
Oh,
They're
the
all
whole
in the
team?
first one. In the first
And we
one, this
chose
never
the
happened.
and we chose the one that was the most out of the way too, the one that wasn't together with the others.
This is not supposed to happen.
Like something is clearly wrong. Now this hatchetman, I actually don't think is all that bad. The extra laser, that does make a difference. And this LBX AC is pretty nice.
I think it's pretty good.
Enemy mech destroyed.
It's still like, a little on the light side. You're gonna kind of wish that, you had a little more weight to you, but it's not bad.
Down.
New target
Got our target. Nicely done.
What are they dropping?
critical.
Oh, pretty big
Target
stuff,
acquired.
actually.
I mean, I actually have a bunch of mechs in here as well. Oh, we're kind of like in a nasty little zone here.
Target destroyed. Heat critical. Target acquired.
I do get a little bit of heat issues. I think that's kind of okay for the kind of mech this is. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Punched him out.
Mech is going critical.
Need to take cover for a
Tango
moment.
eliminated.
Incoming
What are all these enemies doing
That
here?
kills reactor is
These are the other targets.
I didn't say these enemies could be here. I'm like running up here like I'm invincible and I'm in like a 45-ton
Target
mech.
destroyed.
Such a 2S, that's not a very friendly mech.
Target is down.
You're right about that. He changed to me immediately. Wow.
Them, Commander.
I thought I
Oh.
could get one shot off before he would turn to me, but no, he was
That
like,
bounty
you want a
is
piece of that
ours.
ass.
Farhad will break
I think
open
someone just
a case
headshot
of
him.
Timbiki Dark when you get back to the ship safely.
They actually almost got me. But almost,
Target
I'm afraid that
acquired.
doesn't quite count.
We're not out of the woods yet.
Enemy destroyed.
Target destroyed.
I mean, that was a good test for this mech, though. Like I said, I think this mech is pretty good. I think those extra lasers, I think those definitely make a difference. Maybe pulse lasers is a little too greedy. Maybe I should knock it down to medium lasers.
Small pulse lasers, perhaps.
Yeah, that's also an option. Depends on if I want the range.
True, true.
Let me go ahead and I'll make the changes on it. I'll try it one more time. Let's do. I think I want the range, so I think I'm gonna do just regular lasers. Where are my medium lasers at? You know what this game needs is just a filter. I wish I could just type in like M laser and like just find them. Here we go. And with this extra space, I can add on more double heat sinks. Yeah, let's do that. 67 days, whatever, doesn't matter. It's all good. All right, we need more FedCom squishing missions. This one's fine. Another, what's with these assassinations? Primark says, when this happens, I just imagine Toad grumping at the radio, angry he couldn't say, your princess is in another castle, Commander. I normally detach the computer, or detach the camera and search for them, just because I'm just not going to do that. Like, I hate doing it. All right, more assassination contracts. No Limitation says you could sort them by tier, and it hides the weapons that are not of the selected tier. I'll take a look at that next time. Although you would have to know what tier you want. You'd have to know which tiers of you know, let's customize this crab as well. I should have been doing that earlier. I want to try another build with the crab. Let's do actually a standard tech build. We want 8 tons is where AC5s live. I think I want regular AC5s. I guess that's the best. That can't be the best quality I have. That's the best quality I have. Okay. 4 tons of ammo. And then max the armor. We get to have our armor back. And then we're gonna fill these in as well. So I don't have that much room, so we're gonna do probably a small laser. No, not chem laser. What am I doing? Small laser, short burst. And then let's try to get the SRM4 on as well.
Maybe needs a cursed heavy rifle build.
The cursed. I mean, it would be really hot, but 1 ton of ammo. Wait, what am I doing? I don't know how to count. Let's do a medium pulse laser.
Maybe I'll try it just for the memes.
Okay, we can have 1 heatsink. There. Okay, so we're gonna try this. This is the AC5 build. This will be like almost the standard tech build, you know, like with the exception of that medium pulse laser, but just usually we can use our imagination of what it would have been like if I did that. So let's do I ever want to fire AC5s single? I kind of don't think so. I want as few weapon groups as possible. I think that'll be fine. It'll be ready in 65 days. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, let me check my list. What do I need to... You know, these are some bigger missions, so let me use a heavier mech.
I'm on to the Jaeger Mech FB.
I'll use the Jaeger Mech DD then.
Nice double Ds.
I've wanted to try this one out. I want to make the 4 AC2s. Scarp says, I just found 2 king crab kaijus. That is a lot. It's more than 1. Chrome Wolf says, is this vanilla? Yes, this is vanilla plus all the DL. Well, okay, I have 2 mods installed. They don't alter the gameplay, though. I have Mech Attribute Viewer, which lets me read the full stats of mechs. And then I have Mech Delivery, which lets me acquire the mechs that I need to complete the series, because I have to use certain mechs in each of these series, and I get tired of looking for them. Scarp's apparently looking for the Onimaru. I'm still annoyed that they don't give you the Onimaru as a reward for completing Rise of Rasselhag. Why? I don't know why they take it away. Like, why not? Just give it to me. Why not give me a unique reward for completing the DLC?
It is really stupid, to be honest.
Yeah, then you got to go like hunt around for it. I don't know. Or you could just use Mech Delivery and just buy it. You have to pay like triple the amount. You have to pay a lot. You'll not pay a cheap price for it, but. So this is the Jaeger Mech Double D. Trying out a full AC2 build. Gonna try to live the Jaeger Mech dream. One of the downsides to AC2 burst fire is it creates so much smoke and debris that you can barely tell what you're shooting at.
Target destroyed.
Next.
I mean, we hosed him down pretty nice, but I'm not gonna like pat myself on the back. Was he a kill target?
Can't remember.
Put on a half ton of ammo? We could. Well, we'll see if we run out of ammo. Normally,
folks.
Okay, generally speaking, I find that 2 tons of ammo per AC5, so if you have 2 AC5s, 4 tons of ammo, I find that tends to be just enough
Great balance,
ammo.
yeah.
You know, I typically end the mission with ammo to spare. Maybe not a whole lot of ammo to spare, but I typically have ammo to spare. That's kind of like my rule of thumb for it. Same with the AC-10. I typically do 2 tons of ammo on the AC-10. Who shot that?
Have you been playing any other video games aside from MechWarrior 5 and Mech Break recently? Anything new?
Yeah, actually, I mean, technically I play a ton of different video games because I have like a daily rotation of games, but as far as what I've been playing for content, I've been playing Mecha Break, obviously. We're almost out of Season 0 of Mecha Break. They announced 2 new mechs that are coming in, too. We know their names. Their names are Hel and Alphard. Hel as in H-E-L, the Norse goddess of their underworld equivalent. And I don't know what Alphard is referencing. We don't know anything else about them. They are made by the same manufacturer, and their assembly production project name is Project Pulse. We don't know anything else about them, though. So they're rather mysterious, to say the least. Obviously, we're playing MechWarrior 5. We've got the DLC for MechWarrior 5 coming out in next month. That would be the Shadow of Kerensky. I don't think it comes out in the first week, so we still have time to complete this season. When Shadow of Kerensky comes out, we will be doing a season of all the new mechs, as well as the new variants. After that, we'll be doing a standard season where you guys will get to vote for more mechs for us to try out, with the ultimate goal of piloting every single mech in the game and making a functioning build for every mech in the game. When I say functioning, I'm not saying a good build. I do not promise miracles. But I will make a build that at least that does the best that the mech can do. And then one day I will do a tier list.
Every mech we've ever done. Wow, that's gonna be crazy.
So those are the games. Okay, another game I'm playing for content is on the Twitch channel. That's where I do my non-mech games. I'm currently playing Grounded 2, which is basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the game. You play as a kid who got shrunk, and you got to survive in a, you got to fight like bugs and shit. Like spiders and praying mantis, all kinds of different things. And you got to like survive in this weird, like, shrunken down version of the real world. So it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's in early access, so, you know, still trying it out. Tamed an ant, and I'm going to have the ant do the work for me. As far as what I play on a personal basis, I play a whole bunch of gacha games. So I play Goddess of Victory, Nikkei. I play that basically every day. I play Persona 5, The Phantom X. I play Zenless Zone Zero. I play Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle. And then those are the gacha games I play. In addition to that, I also play The First Descendant. That is a kind of like action RPG looter shooter. And
Are they on the mobile or are they PC?
So Dokkan, I believe, is exclusively a mobile game. Nikkei is primarily a mobile game, but you can play it on PC. Zenless Zone Zero is pretty demanding on phone. Like, I can't play it on my phone is too primitive to play it. So I actually have to play Zenless Zone Zero as a PC game. That said, it is a pretty complicated game. Like, it plays like a full-fledged action game, so I actually prefer it on PC. And I've seen people play it on phone. They are far more awkward on phone. Like,
I bet.
Like, I kind of view it as more of a PC game that you can play on phone rather than a phone game that you can play on PC. That's not true. It is definitely a phone game that you can play on PC. But it is, like, you need a lot of reaction time in that game. Like, that game requires, like, a good bit of skill and reaction time. And I find it to be just very awkward on phone. Not to mention my phone just chugs along and dies when it attempts to play it. And
I feel like the batteries and phones just are not designed for video gaming. Like it absolutely like destroys your battery.
I mean, I have to put it in the refrigerator. When I play Nikkei on my phone, after about like 10 minutes, it starts like literally overheating. And so like since my phone has like, you know, it doesn't have good heat sinks, I literally have to put it in the refrigerator in order to cool it off.
You need like liquid cooling for your for your phone.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, it gets super hot. Like, I can feel it in my pocket if I have it in my pocket. So, like, Yeah, it's just like forget about it. Okay, I think this mech was okay. It might need to get a harsher test, but as far as like just fire support mechs that are going to be able to like lend some damage, you know, focus enemies down at a distance, and as well as knock down helicopters, turrets, and vehicles, like I don't have a problem with this mech, this Jaeger mech Double D. I could do a more traditional AC2 or AC5 build. I don't see anything wrong with that. The problem with this mech is like I just don't really know what to do with it. There's things I just know there are things I know will work. We could do 2 LBX AC10s. I have no doubt about it. That will work. That's not mysterious though. Like I don't need to confirm that 2 LBX AC10s will work. Same with AC5s. I already know a pair of AC5s will work because a pair of AC5s work on the standard Jaeger mech. So like, and this thing is the same thing but better. It just has more space. So I am trying to try some like a little bit more unusual builds because like you can't really do 4 AC2s on the standard Jaeger mech comfortably. You would have to sacrifice a lot to make it work, whereas this mech can do it. So like overall, I don't have a problem with the Jaeger mech Double D. I think it's a perfectly fine mech. Let me see. We're not going to do infiltration. That's not going to test anything very well. Wrong employer. Okay, here we go. We got a multi-op for squishing the Federated Suns, which is exactly what we want to see. But you know, a lot of these mechs, I already know they work. I just want to test a few ideas with them to see, like, you know, like, what the extent of their potential is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to play them to their limits, isn't it?
Yeah, and then there's some mechs I don't need. There's certain mechs I don't need to see because they don't have enough room for customization. Like I always like the Commando TDK. There's just no room for customization on it, so I don't need to see what it's capable of. So objective raid, regular raid, garrison duty. Let's do let's do money.
So there's some of these I've
Heavy weather warning is in
used
effect, Commander. Your
that you might not have
visibility and
used, so
sensor
I don't
readings
need
will
to
be
use
compromised
that
out there.
grasshopper, but I do need to use this grasshopper.
Okay, I need to use this javelin. Well, this is a heavier mission. This is a good time to use a heavier mech. Let me do. I already tested the FB. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Wait, no, this is a raid. What am I doing? Not on a raid. I don't want to go that slowly.
Yes.
So
Do
let's
it on a
do the pulse laser. We already know. Okay, here's the thing about this.
I like
mech.
that one.
The thing about this mech is if I put 2 PPCXs here, you already know that works. If I told you that this mech is good because it has 2 PPCXs, no one is confused about that. So we're just trying a few alternative ideas to see how it works, and this is like a pulse laser model. I do have some hopes for that. That pulse laser model does look pretty nice, actually.
The only problem is it's standard large lasers because I did put large pulse lasers on it. It was just way too hot.
All right, and we
Maybe
got...
with upgrades it would be alright.
Yeah. Obviously, you're gonna need the double heat sinks to have any hope of.
But you also might need cooling upgrades, you know, and you know
Oh,
that might help too.
Yeah, take it to the max.
Yeah, that might do it with the large pulse laser, but without it, it's impossible.
Stand clear.
So this
Reactor
was the motive one, I
online.
believe.
Sensors online. Weapons online.
I'm good if I remember what button my friggin' motive is set to. I can't remember.
I set
Okay,
mine
I
to
know.
spacebar. Since I don't use jump jets, I set mine to spacebar.
Mine is alt.
You know, I wouldn't mind alt if alt was a smaller. Like, okay, the spacebar is such a big button. I kind of like wouldn't mind if my spacebar was a little bit smaller, because like if my alt was like closer to my spacebar. Okay, it's right next to it, but I don't rest my thumb. I rest my thumb off center of the spacebar. There's a little bit of room further to the left that could easily be an alt button, but
Target acquired.
it's just not how it works.
Target
You know,
destroyed.
it makes sense if it like shift as our motive slot, since that's like literally go fast button.
Target
What do I use
destroyed.
shift for?
I don't set for anything. Just think shift
Do you?
bit-
I rest my pinky on shift. Is that where your pinky rests?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. It might be good for motive. That would be like quite responsive.
Yeah, Chad, do you use shift? I can't remember if you. Oh no, I do. I just use shift. I do use shift for something. I just
What's it
remembered.
set for?
Okay. I use shift.
Oh, arms locked back.
I use it for certain commands, like S is my decelerate, W is my accelerate, but Shift W is set throttle to 100, and Shift S is set throttle to 0.
New target, Urban Mech.
So I use it to fine-tune some of my, oh, I'm gonna lance his gun off. Yep, got his gun right there. That's the advantage to highly accurate weapons.
It's time to try out the knuckles of destiny. Okay, wow.
Destroyed.
Okay, it's 4. Wait, what are we trying to do here? I forgot what I'm
I have
doing.
literally no idea.
Nearly there, Commander. Approach
We're
the
reading.
object to pick it up.
Okay, we're raiding. I was like, wait a second. What's the objective? I wasn't listening.
Good kill, Commander. That
Okay,
mech
that's
is
the end of
going
that
critical.
Jaeger mech. Definitely not the deadliest of mechs to test this against, but... Okay, so I need to loot this. This is one of the ones where we gotta recover the cargo.
That's close enough. Ready to start pickup operation.
Destroyed my arm.
Unidentified battle mechs on the field. Take them out. Tango down.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Okay, this is where being a slow mech is not going to work out for him. Is this thing
Target
on...
destroyed.
What is this thing's weapon firing mode? No, I'm just out of my mind. Are they the same quality? Yeah, they... Okay, I'm just out of my mind for a second.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Like, their shooting pattern was slightly off, and like I was just, like, freaking out. What did they want destroyed here?
The loot. We need to target loot.
Where is it?
I do not know. There's her.
Once you've found the targeted asset, move up to it, and we'll begin the recovery procedure.
Grabbing it now?
And then, of course, there's one literally like 2 miles away.
We'll be sure to put that ammo to good use.
It was ammo. That's what they wanted so badly. They wanted like some ammo.
I would have just gave them the ammo.
Yeah, looks like we gotta march through that ravine in order to get to the final objective, unfortunately. Yeah, this mech is perfectly fine. I haven't had a chance to use the heavy knuckles, but I already know that the Grasshopper does pretty good in melee. You know, the Grasshopper actually performed really well in this playthrough. I'm pretty satisfied with the Grasshopper.
It was a lot better than I was expecting it to be honest. There's been quite a lot of standout mechs in this one. Like, the Archer, I think, really came into its own. Like, I feel like the Archer kind of did all the heavy lifting of this playthrough. All those big, nasty missions, basically just used the Archer.
Yeah, the Archer is a huge W mech in this playthrough. Like, I mean, I think we also had a feeling that the Archer was going to be a W mech. I was hoping that the Grasshopper was going to be really good due to the PPCX, and it is very good because of the PPCX. And then, you know, the thing is, with the PPCX, the melee really comes into play because, you know, you want to get closer to the enemy in the first place. So, like, the Grasshopper actually performed really well when we outfitted it with PPCXs.
Target destroyed.
Something's following
New
behind us. I'm
target
going to go
fire
ahead and just...
starter.
And even, like, we tried a little bit to, like, get the King Crab to get working, but we just couldn't get anything that was that terribly functional. It serves quite nicely as a AI mech, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just one of those mechs where, like, well, really, it's the hero models are really the standouts for it.
Yeah.
Target destroyed.
And we're already very familiar with the King Crab car, but we were curious about the Kaiju, and it wasn't too bad, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the issue with ballistics is that the AC-5 is just the general purpose ballistic. Once you go bigger than the AC-5, with the exception of the LBX AC-10, then, you know, like the AC-20, for example, if you're not able to score headshots with it, then it's really just not a fantastic weapon. I know people don't want to hear that, and in other versions of MechWarrior, the AC-20 is much better, but in MechWarrior 5, the AC-20 just does not do enough It just does not do enough for how much it weighs, unless you can score those headshots. But if you could score those headshots, then you're like insanely good at the game already, and then it probably doesn't matter what weapon you use if you have that kind of
New
gunnery.
Target charger. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Good kill, Commander.
Ah, he reacted too slowly. Now I can use the fists.
Target destroyed.
Even the AC2, like, although the AC2 could probably do a little bit more damage, like, it's honestly, it's a weapon that has breakpoints. Like, one AC2 is not fantastic. Two AC2s is, not fantastic. But once you have a large enough number of them and you have, like, your entire team concentrate fire, like, it becomes pretty, like, overwhelming, and you're able to shred enemies down at a pretty respectable distance.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, like, this
Those guys
grasshopper
are
is...
angled.
This grasshopper is perfectly good. Like, would it be better with PPCX? Certainly. But there was nothing wrong with this. Like, I think this was a little bit hot, but you know, not
Yeah,
that bad,
it
to
is.
be honest. It's like it's
Mission
workable.
complete, Commander. Let's go.
You definitely could bounce in and out of combat with that.
Yeah, no complaints with this grasshopper, to be honest.
We're reading heavy
So
weather
as I
warnings
said,
out
I
there,
don't need any
Commander.
salvage. You know,
Expect
salvage.
limited
You know, we're
visibility
done
and
with that
sensible
phase of the game.
functions on
So
this mission.
I'm just kind of just taking. I'm just taking anything. Oh, this is a multi-op. The next mission is what? It's a raid. I need to use... This is probably a good time to use some of these other mechs. I'm going to try this other grasshopper out.
I am nearly at the stage where I've used everything, I think. What else? So
Except for some of the ones I put in the hangar.
yeah, some of the ones you've put away already. Oh, I haven't used the crab.
It needs maintenance, unfortunately.
Oh, it's still being built. Okay.
Yeah, the customizations will be done in one day.
Do
It'll
you
be
know
ready.
what?
It'll be ready next match.
Then
Primark says, speaking of headshots, last time I played MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries a few years ago, I had a really high number of headshots on enemy mechs. Like, more than a third of my kills were headshots. And if you played MW4 before, you know how hard getting even a single one is. It's because, like, the game doesn't always credit you with the headshots. Like, it has, like, a weird... I'm not going to lie. I think that the people who are just getting headshots for days, I think they might be using aim assist. Like, that's kind of my opinion. Like, I've seen some people who post, like, 30 kills in a battlefield, and all 30 of them are perfect headshot kills, not a scratch on the armor anywhere else. Could somebody do that? Possibly. But, like, I don't know. That's very, very suspicious to me. And I think if someone is saying that, oh, I just get nothing but headshots, and they're just using maximum levels of aim assist, then, like, I don't think that means that a particular weapon is really good suddenly just because you're able to you use aim assist to get you a whole bunch of headshot kills. Now, am I saying people shouldn't use aim assist? No, I don't care if people use aim assist. But when it comes to, like, giving a weapon a rating, like, you know, like, before putting the Fox stamp of approval and saying, this weapon is good, this weapon is bad, I am going to do it without aim assist, in order to get the most accurate representation of what the weapon is going to be like. So, like, if somebody wants to use aim assist, use aim assist. What I'm saying, though, is that when people are like, oh, your build sucks, just use, like, 2 AC-20s, and I'm like, but, like, 2 AC-20s, they don't do that much damage. Yeah, they do. You just shoot them in the head. Like, it's easy. I just cap people from, like, 700 meters away with my double AC-20s. No problem. And I'm like, okay, you know. Sure sounds like you've got crazy quantities of aim. I mean, maybe he's the god AC-20 player, and he just, like, has, like, mastery. He has, like, 1,000 hours of AC-20 in. But even in that case, if you're, like, the god AC-20 player, then that counts against the weapon. If you need to be the god AC-20 player to make the AC-20 a very effective weapon, like that is something I count against the weapon.
Target acquired.
And the thing is, it's not like I want AC-20 to not... I mean, I like big guns. Like, I prefer big guns over little guns, generally speaking. But, like... that's just what I see. Like, this mech is doing just fine. Like, once again, no, it's no mystery that the PPCX on this Grasshopper is going to do a lot of damage. There's a little bit on the spicy side, but... we also have the Arena Fists. That's what we can use when our heat is getting a bit out of control.
Target acquired. Target
And then if you don't like Arena Fists, you could go down to Knuckles and put more heat sinks on as well. That's also an option.
See this, and I'm not just being biased because I've read the books about the Great Death Legion, but genuinely the Grasshopper GD is honestly probably one of the best medium mechs in the game. It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, you got it with 4 small pulse lasers, an SRM6 with the Artemis system, and an LBX AC-10. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be pretty good.
And battle fists as well. It hasn't got normal fists. It's like even stronger punches.
Oh yeah, even got the battle fist going on, and like, you know, like people might argue, like, what about the Golden Boy? The Golden Boy is fantastic. There's no doubt about it. Though that said, the Gray Death has the speed advantage, which like I think that is very important.
100%.
Because you know, if you want to talk about like mech capabilities, there's a lot of times where you don't need like the balls to the walls firepower. Like, you know, you want to complete the mission faster because you want to go faster. That lets you complete the mission quicker. Like, you might actually complete the mission slower with a slower mech with more firepower. Might still complete the mission slower because maybe the extra firepower was like just overkill, and what you really needed was that extra traveling speed. I'm so sick of that pesky locust.
Scratch that target off the list.
There's 2 of them. Wow.
This firepower is enough that I haven't even had really a chance to use the I'm gonna use it on this urban mech. Even this urban mech is getting lit up. Never mind, this urban mech is probably gonna go down.
Good kill, Commander. That mech is going critical.
I'm putting our Lance on that pesky
Tango
locust.
down.
I've
He's
had
dead.
enough of it.
Just dead. I like these kinds of missions, this sort of pace, where you're kind of just running base to base.
I like it when it's kind of like a gauntlet to kind of grind through, like just
Yeah.
constant action.
Enemy dropship
Yeah,
coming
like
in
that was
on
good.
top
That
of
wouldn't
you.
feel like there was a tons of space in between each one.
That was a great
Yeah,
shot,
yeah. I mean, look at the
Commander.
map is nice and
Our
linear.
benefactor
It's
will
like
be
you're just
pleased with our
running a
success.
gauntlet of just like
Now get
crashing.
back
It
to
feels
the
like you're
dropship
basically
and
launching
out.
like an assault operation. Like, if we had more missions like this, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
I don't know if the AMS is worth it on this mech, but what it has now is perfectly fine. I did not get to use the Arena Fist. That's because like the enemies dropped a little too quickly. This was a difficulty appropriate mission as well. But if you didn't like the Arena Fist, you could definitely just drop them for more heat sinks. And this mech was, like I said, this mech was fine. No complaints about this mech. Got a question from the chat. Primark says, Fox and Sheriff, which mech would you like to own in real life if mechs could be made? I mean, I assume that also includes I have all of the money to afford its maintenance and everything.
I probably want something, probably the fastest thing.
I was actually thinking the same thing. Because I'm like, what are you going to use the mech for? Like, what am I going to do? Just go around killing people or something? Like, that's probably not really... but you know, running around in like a locust or something at like top speeds.
Just down the road, just running down the road, like overtaking cars in this like little bird-shaped, you know, shitbox. I think that kind of sounds pretty funny. Or on the other hand, just get the biggest thing possible, and it could be like really useful for like lifting things.
I mean, like, I guess I could go to Sam's Club and carry my groceries home or something.
Yeah, you just need a banshee, you know, the big like fist it has, and just like Yeah, big robo arms and just carry all your stuff with them. Yeah, I'm either a Lucas or a Banshee, which is quite contrasting, but that's what I'm going for.
I should do 10. We should do 10 commandos versus 1 banshee. Like, can 10 humans defeat 1 gorilla?
I would be pretty confident that I would easily destroy 10 commandos with 1 Banshee.
Yeah, 100 commandos. That's not going to happen. But like 10.
Tell you something, but
I need
Banshee
to travel.
3S. You never know. You never know. Nah, you can do 100. There's no way.
I mean, they'd all have to
100.
come. They would all have to come in a straight line, and you'd have to have a
Yeah.
build that never overheats. And even then, like,
True.
there would just be like it would just be so many of them.
Yeah, you'll still just get like I mean, if you get hit by 100 SRM4s, you're cooked. There's
Yeah.
no idea. There's just no way around that.
That shit would not happen.
No. What weight have we got? Right.
I'm using the new crab build. This is the like redesign.
I'm bringing the
Oh,
chunk
you're gonna try
guys.
the ER laser one? Oh yeah, this is a
Yeah.
good one for it. It's the defensive mission.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, so I'd probably use just a really fast mech, because like then you could just take it out for a ride.
But what mate would you take Primark?
Yeah, now Primark.
You
has
asked
to
the
answer
question. You must
See,
have had
we
something
took
strange
it-
in mind.
We took it from a realistic perspective of like, what would you do with a mech in real life? I mean, like I said, I'm probably not going to go around and just like murder people, so like I'm probably.
It's quite
gonna have to-
entertaining that we both literally had the same thought. What's
Yeah.
the fastest thing yet?
Yeah, but you could treat it like a race car, basically.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you just ride it around.
Heading your way.
New target.
All right,
Commando.
so this is the final version of the Crab FL that I'm going to try
Target
out.
acquired.
Oh! I just blasted that commander from like 900 meters. He's dead.
Dead? What did you blast?
Inbound.
Oh, with the ER large lasers?
Yeah, he is cooked.
Target acquired.
Did you arm lock him, or did like
Yeah, I always do arm lock with lasers. I think it's really counterproductive to not do it. Oh, I don't mind this, if I'm being honest.
I was hoping
just-
the laser range would come into a role, like, because the ER large laser is a 1 kilometer range. Maybe longer because it's a higher quality version. Let me use the range to my advantage here with this AC5.
There's another one dead.
Target destroyed.
So this
Target acquired.
version of my crab is a little more of like, you know, I guess it does live up to kind of like the skirmishing role, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Enemy forces are getting
Nice shots.
dangerously close to the facility.
I scarred him up a good bit there, but he's by the through the base. The AC5 is like my main. I have more training on the AC5 than like basically any other weapon. So
Yeah, I sort of scuffed him up a little bit, but yeah, you got a couple of nice shots there just opening up that torso.
Save Frosty, Commander.
some people think I'm out of my goddamn mind for saying the AC5 is one of the best weapons in the game, but I'm like, I don't know. It's like 5 damage is 5 damage, and at the speed it fires, like 5 damage like wears you down pretty quick.
New target.
It's a lot of 5 damage, to be fair.
Target destroyed.
I really am not.
Acquired.
I am
Yeah.
not offended by this thing at all.
We are taking him out at a distance. It's pretty nice, I will say that.
Now look at that.
Target acquired.
Oh, there's an assault mech to our right. It's a battle master.
I try and headshot him with this thing. That trebuchet is literally in his last legs.
I'll give him the old tickler.
Target destroyed. Target
All right, that
acquired.
group
Right.
is down.
Target destroyed.
Let's see, can I
I'm stuck on a boulder.
do something freaky?
New target Battlemaster.
Did I just turn my aim lock on here, Fox, just real quick?
Forge tank. Stop them from getting another one.
I'll let you have the battle master.
Aim assist is on. I swear. Okay, it's not on. Oh no, I hit him! I hit him.
No, that's a he's red on the head.
Target acquired.
Oh my god, the PPC.
You're through his armor. Oh,
The PVC
there-
is absolutely destroying my like ability to aim.
Target acquired.
the EMP interference is actually.
Oh
a
my
thing.
god, it's especially when you're trying to hold the laser down because you're trying to like continually keep it on one spot. That's not easy. It's all right when you're just firing one random shot. Why am I reversing?
When you're just shooting center of mass, it's no big deal, but
Nah. But you're also trying to like track the shots as well, which
that's
is a
when
bit
like
of a pain
your
in the
worst
arse.
enemy is like the awesome chain firing.
Oh no, I'm just giving up. That's not even worth it. Black Knight's headshotable.
We got 2 heavies on approach.
Target acquired.
Like that's a respectable amount of damage, 800 meters for one shot.
New target Black Knight.
I'll let you deal with those guys. I'm gonna deal with these guys on the.
Coordinating on target ID.
You know, Black Knight didn't even get within 300 meters.
Destroyed. Target
I'm
acquired.
taking a page from the clans with the ER large laser idea. 'Cause I'm just like I just don't know what to put on that mech.
Target destroyed.
And
I am
it
not
doesn't-
friendly with this.
It doesn't hit as hard as a. Obviously, it doesn't hit as hard as the binary laser, but it's way more heat efficient.
This guy's so cooked.
I mean, I'm liking the AC5s are fine as well. I don't have a problem with AC5s.
Destroyed.
No one has to twist my arms on AC5s.
What's the size of those satellites over there towards the south?
People say the AC5 spreads a lot of damage. Maybe at a very extreme range it does, but I mean, like, the AC5 is really accurate. The projectile goes quickly, and like, it's just a very accurate gun. Like, you know, keeping on target is not that unreasonable with an AC5.
I quite enjoyed that actually, if I'm being honest.
Maybe ER large laser was slept upon, possibly.
Perhaps it was. It's the same with anything. If you put enough of one weapon on, you'll like. I mean, you put enough machine guns on a mech, it's just going to be broken. You know what I mean?
I feel like certain mechs have like, or certain weapons have like a break point where like, you know,
Yeah, they
once
definitely
you have
do.
a certain number of them, then they sell. Like the AC2 is a good example. It kind of stinks, but if you get enough of them, you could say that about any weapon. But the weapons that have very long range, if you get enough of them, they start to become pretty hard to deal with. And like I said, you can
Yeah.
shred enemies down at a distance.
Do you know the problem I have now is I kind of want to try the Kaiju the Annihilator with 4 of them.
I mean, we can break it out like on a future episode.
Yeah, I think we should.
All right, we found the triangle head squishing mission. I mean, we can break, you know, like, there are some mechs that I took out. Like, let me take out a few mechs that you were unable to use. In fact, let's go back over to here. Let's go to the, There are some mechs that I don't think you need to try. I don't think you need to try the commandos. Like, the commandos were really revising them did not alter them. They did not really feel any different even when they were enhanced.
No, and to be honest, the light mechs are more your specialty anyways. It's probably better you're tested by you. There's certain things I like better, to be honest. But yeah, if there's anything you think I should try out, throw it my way.
I want to say you already tried out the Archer 2K, the revised one, the one
I
with the
did,
double
yep.
PVC. Okay, so we don't need to try that one out. There were the Blackjacks, the 1 DC and the 1 DB. DC and DB. These ones were kind of oddballs. I didn't hate them, though. I didn't hate them. Let me go ahead and build. This one had a very, like, you know, it had a very no-nonsense build.
While
I
you're
don't
doing
need
that, I'm just
change
going
the
to run to the restroom. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Let me go ahead and customize these up. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Is 12 enough? 12 is not enough to keep those PPCs under control. So let's downgrade to small lasers. And then we get one more on. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14 is probably enough for 2 PPCs. And then this one, I don't know what to do with this mech. This mech is a very bizarre one. So let me try... the pulse laser build. And then... an AC-2 rapid fire, question mark? With 4 tons of ammo. And then a bunch of heat sinks. There. And I think the sheriff wanted to break out the old kaiju. King Crab kaiju. I don't think there's anything. I mean, the kaiju is very similar to the Annihilator, so I don't think we need to break out both the kaiju and the Annihilator. I don't think that is necessary. Let's sort by range. If I sort by range, PPC, we need more ER large lasers.
Yeah, we have 3 on that Marauder, but you probably need to try it out first.
I will just stuff 3 of it. I'll just build it for now. I'll customize it for now. And then we'll add the final one on later on. So what else could I add on to this mech that would make sense? You know what? I'll just let you. You can mess with the kaiju. I don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
I'll get us some more ER large lasers between the streams. So, like, you know, you don't even need to test out the kaiju immediately.
I mean, I could just do tier 4s.
That's
Hello.
fine. Do we have enough of them for that?
Yeah, we got quite a few. Oh, why not?
No Limitation says large energy is bad without the PPCX. That is the canon right now. That's what I would consider the canon. That said, I don't want to give up on large pulse lasers, and I don't want to give up on ER large lasers. I keep trying them. Like, you know, like, that's my opinion, is that I keep trying them, but I agree that's kind of like the Fox book of weaponry canon. That's my current opinion on it, but I'm always willing to be proven wrong. Primarch says binary laser is trash. 9 tons for 1 weapon and half the large laser's damage, all for the same heat as 2 large lasers. We tried a mega build for the binary laser, 8 binary lasers on 2 separate mechs, to see could we focus our fire on a single mech and just like obliterate it. And the answer was often yes, though the more heavily armored mechs with elite pilots could still survive it. I will say that. It was interesting, though. It was interesting. So Primarch's answer for what mech would he want in real life, he said the Battlemaster for showing off, but for daily use, probably a Wolfhound. No Limitation says AC5 has some of the best DPM per ton versus heat and ton stats in the game. Yes, there's no doubt about it that the AC5 is one of the most just generally efficient weapons in the entire game. Like, there's just no doubt about it. Like, I don't even know if they knew what they were doing when they designed the AC5 in the way they did, but it is highly, highly efficient. Like, are there play styles that could do better than it? Certainly. But in terms of just general efficiency, it's very tough to beat the AC5. It's effective as a standalone weapon, and it's effective in numbers as well. When is the next MechWarrior Beginner's Manual? I just need to put it together. Let me see. So here's the Marauder. The Marauder video, I have the art. Those don't matter. The props are here. The script is done. The templates are done. The TikTok is done. Templates are there. Do I have a full video voiceover? Okay, I have a wave. The wave file means it's done. Yeah, so everything is done. I just need to actually compose the video, meaning I need to actually like put the video together. That's the last phase of it. I've been looking for a free day to do it, because that's usually like a 4 to 6. That usually takes 4 to 6 hours, and that's assuming I can sit down and just do the entire thing in 4 to 6 hours straight. So I've been looking for a day to just sit down and do it. Money.
Mind the weather, Commander.
Okay,
It'll
I'm gonna
compromise your
try.
visibility.
What am I gonna try? What is this? This is a assassination. You know what? We need to let the timer go down a bit. Let me see if I can cheat the timer down. Sometimes it lets me. Yeah, 11 days. Okay, I cheated the timer down.
Okay.
Put my pilots back in. I don't even think we have. I don't care if we have level 60 pilots or not. They are just here to fill in like bodies. That's the only reason they're there. Okay, so you need to try out those blackjacks, I think, and that crab. I need to try out the golden boy.
Probably a better mission for something faster. So I use this thing. This looks cool. I like the look of this.
Okay, so you got the weird pulse laser AC2 model. It's a lot of lasers for it. I mean, you could just do 6 medium lasers and that would be fine. Like, but you know, once again, I don't, you know, do I need to be told that 6 medium lasers on a 45-ton mech is going to do good? No, I already know that's going to be good. So we're trying some weird ideas. Just to see.
I think this will be pretty effective.
You know, there's like, so the philosopher Plato, he talked about like the beginning and the end of things. That's kind of what I'm doing. What Plato meant by the beginning and the end of something, he means like when the beginning of a toothbrush is cleaning your teeth, the end of a toothbrush might be like cleaning your house. Like, you know, you could, you know, like the toothbrush was not intended for cleaning the grout out of something, you know, like, but like that's like its final uses. And then attempting to use a toothbrush to screw, to like drive nails through a board, you would never do that. Like that's beyond the scope of the capabilities of the what do you call it, of the toothbrush. So like that's what I mean, like what is the beginning of and the end of a mech in terms of like where does the mech begin, where does the mech end? That's why we're trying a few of these weird builds, because there's builds I already know it works. I don't need to prove that the particular build is effective. And of course they're on the other side of the world. I mean, technically, I'm breaking a little bit of the rule with the Golden Boy. Like, you know, do I need to be told that the Golden Boy with an ass ton of SRMs is good? No, I already know it's good, but we only used the Golden Boy, like, for one build, so I did want to use it for another build.
Target destroyed. Target is down. Target destroyed.
Golden Boy is definitely a competitor for best light mech, not light mech, best medium mech. Very, very good contender. Is it the best? I don't know. It's definitely a competitor, though.
Target destroyed.
If it was 81 kilometers an hour, I would definitely argue. I really
insane.
I don't like the fact it's slower, but I guess it needs to be slower, or it would just be ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you'd never be able to get, like, the tonnage on to make the weapon. The weapons would never work if it was an 81-kilometer mech.
But you know, we never used the Kintaro in like this format until now. Like, because we did it with Chubby Demon's build, which is a very nice build as well. But it was like a hybrid, wasn't it?
Yes, it was basically a Kintaro like brawler build.
Enemy mech down.
I guess we're gonna go the whole way around this. Bit annoying, but okay.
Yeah, it's annoying that the objectives are literally on the opposite corners. Like, that's like literally the maximum distance, because like, I believe the farthest point of a square are the one corner to another corner.
Yeah, there's a ratio for the diagonal versus the
Yeah, I think the
sides back. I don't remember what the fuck it is.
the lateral, the distance between the lateral the corners is closer than the distance than the diagonal corners.
Yeah. You're right.
Or shorter. They're shorter, rather. Like, the diagonal corners are the longest. So basically, she's giving us the longest distance to travel possible.
With a like massive set of trenches in the middle that we can't navigate. So we have to go around it.
I'm hoping this
Freaking
trench
side
that
to
I'm
side.
facing straight at lets me dip down and I can make it like a little bit of a skip forward. But we'll see. I mean, either way, I'll get it done.
I'll take the leg damage, I haven't been honest.
Yeah. I mean, you also. I mean, it's like it's very little. I've never looked at how much damage you take. Maybe I should do that one day. Just fall off, quit the mission, see how much repairs I need. There won't even be falling damage. It slopes down gently. There's a longbow there.
Incoming
Good
missile.
thing that thing's not elite.
Target acquired.
Damn. I can't hit him.
Target destroyed.
IFF readings are showing all targets at this location, Commander. Approach with
We got
caution.
two of them here. There's a warhammer, a crab. Oh, there's a whole lance here. Interesting. I'm not
Approach with
even
caution, you
shooting
say?
them.
Walk on up to the treasure to pick it up. Commander, it looks like that mech had some valuables on it. Go over and pick it up. Let's see if there's anything we can use.
There. Once you get those close range missiles, or those short range missiles, close range, what am I talking about? Well, they are close range missiles. Missiles that are useful at close range.
Target destroyed. New
We've
target
gotten all of them, Commander. Good job. We fulfilled our contract.
All right, they dropped in
Commander. Let's
some
get you out of here
scouts.
now. Those weapons will make a fine addition to the armory. Cargo acquired.
Well-placed kill shot.
Target destroyed.
Tango down. Enemy destroyed.
And here is the cargo that we get from. This was from the crab, actually.
Target destroyed.
That's close enough. Ready to start pickup operation. Looks like we got what we came for.
Level
AC5,
5,
level
AC5. I mean,
Not
sure.
something that
I mean,
should
I'll
just
take
be
it.
laying around.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know why a crab was carrying a AC5, but you know, it is what it is.
Who's delivering it?
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Oh,
Huh?
Unidentified mercenary horns. Surrender now.
No.
Has authorized lethal force if
you would think that we would not. I mean, like we have the maximum amount of fame. You think we would
Enemy
not
ship
be
landing at your
unknown?
location.
Destroyed. New target.
Wow,
excuse
that's
me?
Look at that. Look at this stuff. Some big stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Nice work. Your down
Not following
target
me.
is about to go critical.
That was a bit messy, to be honest.
All odds have been overwhelmed by hostile mercenary firepower. Signal the retreat to any remaining forces.
Unfortunately, they chose Victors, which are not especially effective mechs, but you know,
They're
give,
also like.
give them an A for effort.
Like, imagine that was two stalkers or something.
That would have been a lot worse.
And only 10 tons more in total.
I'm kind of glad they haven't voted for the Victor yet. Like, the Victor is not a mech I'm looking forwards to.
We did the Victor.
We did?
Yeah, bro, we did the Victor.
Oh.
Brilliant. Payload
Literally-
acquired.
Did we actually
Literally-
make it good? Did we? Oh, no, yeah, no. Yeah, that's right. We did the Basilisk. That's right.
It's literally in this playthrough as well.
Oh, this is the Wait, this is the Victor playthrough?
Yeah, boy, we done them all ages ago.
How can it be? Like, yeah, you're right. There it is. The Victor right on the list of mechs. Wow, this is the Victor playthrough. Wow.
Yeah, we did the Victor, Marauder 2. What else did we use? Annihilator and something else. King Crab, that was the other one.
You know what? We're actually making a lot of progress. We've tested almost all the mechs. Like, there's really not a whole lot left to test.
We went through a lot of mechs in this playthrough, to be honest.
I don't.
Like,
I don't know why we're able to get through so many of them. There's really not much left to test, but like, let's keep here. Okay, found another mission. Let me look at my list. What do I need to pilot? I need to do some of the Kintaros. Okay, I need to do some of the grasshoppers as well. I need to do the grasshopper with the supercharger.
Yes.
This is a tougher mission. 315 tons. Maybe I'll. You
It
know
is
what,
a-
I'm gonna bring out
ooh.
the. I'm gonna bring out the.
It's missing knuckles for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have one. Let me just throw. Oh, they only have arena fist for sale. Okay, well I'll just have to try it later on. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna try out the
You could steal off the other grasshopper if you wanted.
Marauder. I'm gonna try the Marauder out because like this is a heavier mission.
Do you know what? Why not double up?
You're using a
Let's
heavy
just
rifle.
go-
You're using a heavy rifled 4 ER large lasers. Wow. This is
No.
a desert mission, so it's a little spicy.
I didn't think you were gonna look at that yet.
I was like, what are you putting on this damn thing?
I feel like some sort of like you know, substance abuser when I don't get a heavy rifle for a while.
That I was not sure. That's why I let you have it. I don't know what the fuck to put on this thing. I was not expecting that though.
I probably should have just put like an LBX or not an LBX, I could put an LBX on actually. Just destroy close up things, but
Oh god.
God.
I didn't know that this was a. I didn't look at the mission type.
Oh no! What is this crap? No, this is not. This is not
Wait.
Beachhead, bro. This is just. This
Wait.
is a scam. This is what this is. Oh my god.
It's just. It just has artillery, a lot of artillery.
No, we're just gonna have to go to them. We can't not go to them.
No, they're gonna bombard us the entire game.
Oh no! Oh, I'm getting hit. Oh, I just dodged that. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Okay, I can kind of make this work at 48 kilometers. It's not easy, but oh, it looks like they're going for you now.
Right. They see the heavy rifle, bro. That's what they see.
Yeah, they're like, oh, is that a king crab? Oh,
It's
they're
not
not.
the
They're
good
going
one.
after you again.
It's not the good one.
I had no idea that they were gonna have artillery in this, and we are just slowly grinding our way over to.
Thank
the
God
first
we
of
didn't
the
bring
artillery
annihilators.
nests.
We can destroy them from distance.
Oh shoot, they're on me. The juke is real.
Oh no, we're gonna. I shouldn't have laughed. I shouldn't have laughed.
They heard it.
I got hit. I got hit. Oh, they got me again.
Okay, we zapped up these ones. There might be a few extras. Maybe I can shave some of these trees away and see a little better.
They don't like me.
Yeah, destroying that tree let me see this one. I don't know if I'm in range though. No, you don't. Their barrage is starting to thin a bit, like, as we've destroyed a decent number of them. Oh god!
Yeah, I'm
You
kind
know-
of glad they decided to shoot you for 5 minutes. Like, they just went for me like crazy there.
And now that they're going for me, like, they've lost half the... Oh, no, they're back to you.
I suppose I just need to stop speaking. Honestly, at this point, this is just getting ridiculous.
Oh my god, it's taking so long to get to these. I like it when I can just go straight forward and clear them.
What's that Shadow Hawk just like running into them?
Okay, we almost have them all. Damn, was I able to get him from that distance?
Yeah, you got it, yeah.
That was like over 1,200 meters. That's pretty good.
The range on yours is crazy. What is the range on yours? I have upgrades. Is there upgrades on that mech? Is there?
There might be. I can't remember.
I think there is. I think there is. Yeah.
Wait, we got
New
mechs
target
to our left.
Slayer. Target acquired.
So did you hear that Helldivers is having a Halo crossover?
Do you know, my brother, when that game first came out, said, "You know what I'd really love? I'd really love a game like Helldivers, but in the Halo world." So that's actually quite interesting that that's what's happening.
Yeah, they're doing a Helldivers crossover with Halo ODST.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, we've seen the Warbond, and they've chosen some pretty iconic weapons, like, not necessarily the weapons I wanted them to put in, but they chose, like, very recognizable weapons from the ODST series, like a silenced, like, really a heavy-duty, like, silenced pistol, a silenced submachine gun, the classic Halo shotgun, the classic Halo assault rifle. I was kind of hoping some of the bigger weapons would make it in, and also,
Spartan laser.
yeah, I was hoping they would put in the Spartan laser. Or the rocket launcher, or both, and you also get a reskin of their the little like Jeep vehicle, and you get a reskin of it into the Halo Warthog.
Oh, nice.
Now that we destroyed all this stupid artillery, we can actually progress to the main objective. You know, I managed to evade every single one of those artilleries. Like my armor is still perfect.
Okay, just you rub it in there, folks. While I was over there getting like I don't even know how to describe it, gazzed or something. It was kind of getting a bit brutal.
It's like dodging through artillery is a pretty good way to like work on one's mech control, like getting the piloting. That's probably the thing I'm the best at in this game. As far as what are my top skills, I definitely don't have the best aim, but my my control is usually pretty good.
Oh, yep.
All force necessary. You already used all your artillery cannons.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah. Oh, how'd that go?
Incoming missile.
What's this guy doing?
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Got the arm lock engaged.
Commander, that mech is going critical.
If you're not using the arm lock for lasers, what are you doing? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and now I got this guy like.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Of course, there's some jerk hitting you with the
Operating
PPC.
at reduced efficiency.
Such a
On smashing.
javelin.
Target
A javelin
destroyed.
panther.
Target acquired. Target
All right,
destroyed.
here we go. This is the main objective.
Integrity of this place is down to 50%. We're halfway there. This area is on its last legs, Commander. Just one final push, and then we can all go home.
And a bunch of helicopters.
Target acquired.
No, we're not finished.
Mission
Really?
complete, Commander. I expect our employer to be very satisfied with this result. Head to the evac point.
How far
for
away is the
extraction.
evac? Is the question.
It's not that far, actually.
New target Phoenix Hut.
Burn his arm off, or at least I tried to. There we go. No axe for him.
Good kill, Commander. That mech
See?
is about to go critical.
This is why you need a heavy rifle. Right, so... Where is it? Oh yeah, it's 1,000 meters. Okay, well, it's not that.
They might be able to
Oh,
land.
okay.
Yeah, about to say they're gonna land one wave in on us, and we're too slow to flee them. So
We're gonna stand and fight. What is it?
New
That is a molar.
boy,
target acquired.
locking in the arms.
Nice
Oh!
shot. Focus.
That's why you bring a heavy rifle.
Destroyed.
He's coming for you. Oh, he hesitated.
Oh, I waited! No way!
He's hesitating. He doesn't know what to do.
He sees my heavy rifle.
Target
That's what
destroyed.
happens.
He's like, I've got a giant, like, battle axe. What do I do with it? Instructions unclear.
freeze.
Standing still.
I shot that stupid Muller with the heavy rifle. That's freaky.
Yeah, I saw some head damage on him. I'm not sure what got him, though. Primarch says he wanted to ask you a question. Apparently, he didn't even want to do that because he had the opportunity, but he just hesitated and didn't pull the
If
trigger
you
on it.
find the acquisition, just walk up to it in order to pick it up.
Vindicated.
Happy Teddy Bear asks, I heard that some Bungie developers tried to make a game like Helldivers 2, but it got canned. I wonder, okay, that must have been by Sony. Well, that's interesting since Sony owns... No, I don't think they don't own Arrowhead, but Sony published it as well. There's a lot of games that, like, don't get funding that are kind of unfortunate.
And yet there's so much trash that they bring out.
I mean,
Dragon
games
Age
are
being
just getting
one.
more expensive. Like, Nintendo's charging, like, $80 for their games. I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, it's just not going to happen. I'm not paying I would literally rather pay money... I would rather pay $80 into a gacha game than buy an $80 game.
Take it down. Stand by for
In
pickup,
we
Commander.
go. Mr. NES says, give him the old whoosh McGoogle. Like, that was like one of my old taglines back when I wasn't allowed to swear. I'm allowed to say bad words on stream. I'm not allowed to say bad words in a normal video, though, so I had to, like, invent stupid insults. But now I can say, like, fuck and damn and bitch. Oh, it was a headshot. Yeah, the Mauler's down.
Easy heavy rifle. Like, honestly, you all doubted the heavy rifle's back in business, baby, that's what I'm saying.
I wasn't sure what you were going to put on it. Like, I had no idea.
If I'm being honest, I wasn't really sure myself. I could have put an SRM on it or something on an AC5 rapid fire, but that's boring. I want to use something big. I like big guns. Even if they suck, I like big guns.
I mean, like I
That's why
said,
I
I
like-
don't want to hate big guns. I like big guns. I don't want to hate big guns. I like big guns, but, like, I'm not going to advise people to use
No.
big guns unnecessarily. Like I said, the
And neither am I.
AC-20, like I said, sure, if you could score tons of headshots with the AC-20, it's a perfectly great weapon if you can do that. But if you can do that, then I don't know, you're like the shootist or something. Like, and go play Enter the Gungeon, or like go play like Valorant and go pro in like Valorant or something. It's like a
It's
like
like
most people
the
just are not going to
AC5
be able to do that.
is obviously better than the AC-20, but sometimes I just want to shoot something with an AC-20. I don't care if
That's
it's worse.
true. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's another thing I'll say. Just because something isn't the best doesn't mean you can't use it just because you want to. It's mainly a comment in regards to my mech guides, like, because like people
Yeah.
will question me on like, is that really the best weapon setup on it? I'm like, you better not be suggesting a single Gauss rifle or an AC-20. Like, you know, like, I'm just not gonna do that. Like, you need at least 2 Gauss rifles. If people say that, oh, you can do 1 Gauss rifle, you just need to make every one of your shots a headshot. Okay, well, yes, if you're fucking perfect, then sure. You can do 1 Gauss rifle and just, you know, be amazing at the game. But, you know, most people just aren't going to be able to do that. So, Hatamoto Chi for sale. 2060, that's the normal model.
Yeah, still a good mech.
Yeah, especially with the PPCX. PPCX is quite nice.
Yep, it definitely is.
Mr. S, how many wooden swords do I find in State of Decay 2? They're very rare, so I really didn't keep track. Like, they're very, very uncommon, though. That's what I remember about it.
I don't think I ever found a single one.
Yeah, they were added as a DLC. They weren't an original item. Like, they were added later on as a silent melee. They were a completely silent melee weapon, I think. They had some weird rule about them. I don't remember. Anyways, we are rolling up on 2 hours. So let me go ahead and save, and I will give you guys the schedule so you know what's going on. Yeah, I think there's going to be one more episode of MechWarrior 5, and then we will do the full breakdown. The full breakdown is going to be when we put all the mechs, and we're going to review all of them to put it in perspective, we are going to be reviewing all of this green text you see. These are all of the mechs that we're going to need to review. The Flea, Commando, Javelin, Panther, Blackjack, Hatchetman, Crab, Kintaro, Shadowhawk, Jaeger-Mech, Archer, Grasshopper, Marauder, Victor, Corsair, Annihilator, King Crab, and Marauder 2. But not just that, every single model. So King Crab 000, King Crab Quadruple Zero, the King Crab 000B, the King Crab Car, King Crab Kaiju, every single model of every one of these mechs, we're going to give them a rating. That is basically the plan. As far as what's going on for the schedule, I have changed the way I do the scheduling. I don't do the scheduling like I have in the past. So I'm not rigidly adhering to a schedule anymore because I wanted a little bit of flexibility. So the way it works now is if a day is blank, I don't know what I'm doing. I might randomly stream. I might not stream. So I only schedule the things that I'm absolutely committed to. So on this week, the 18th, we streamed Mecha Break at 6 p.m. Yesterday at 10 p.m., and this is in EDT, UTC -4, we had Gundam Wing. We did Anime Night in the Discord, so we watched Gundam Wing at 10 p.m. Today is the 20th of Wednesday. We did MechWarrior 5 at 4 p.m., and then tomorrow is Anime Night again. We're going to be continuing Gundam Wing at 10 p.m. Anime Night is probably going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays based on like people's availability in the Discord. And aside from that, what else am I gonna be playing? I might not play anything. Like I said, I don't know, but I might also play Mecha Break and Grounded on Friday, Saturday, and then next Sunday. I just don't know. I'm not committing to it. I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens. As far as other content that I'm gonna be working on, we do have the Marauder video. The Marauder video is almost done. It probably needs a good 4 to 6 hours, unless I burn out, like sitting there grinding it away. Like, you know, like, let me see. Where's my stupid project resources? MechWarrior, Premiere templates. This gets deleted. This gets deleted. Full length template. So, you know, like building the actual video, I do have a template that I follow in order to try to build them more effectively. Yeah, you can see a little bit of a behind the scenes. This is what it's going to look like from behind the scenes. Like, whoa, I got the sound effects. I've got all of that in. How does it work? It works like this. Let me go ahead and take some Marauder content. Let's get the videos. Where are the videos at? Oh, I haven't converted them. They're all in MKV form. So these videos are all in MKV form. I've got to redo them into MP4s. So that's actually the next thing I've got to do. All of the art is ready though. You know, oh boy, look at the Marauder. All kinds of art to show. All of that will be ready. The TikTok video takes like an hour to do. So so if I add the TikTok duration and then making the thumbnail and the SEO and everything, it's probably going to be 6 hours, maybe 7 hours to actually go through the full production of it. Like, it's not a fast process. I'd like to put it. Basically, I'll put it this way. There is a reason why editors get paid decent amounts of money. Like, it is not a fast process. It's also not a brainless process. It's not something that you can turn your brain off and just, like, do it. It does require a lot of concentration. And, like, sometimes, like, I'll have to take repeated breaks because I'll just get, like, mentally exhausted staring at, like, the videos. I did get burned out of making the mech guides. If you've been wondering why haven't I made a mech guide for, like, the past month or so, I did get burned out of making them. And so, like, I just needed a break from doing it. But I am starting to feel like I want to get back into producing them. There's just so many mechs, too. I got to do, like, one video for every mech in the game. Plus, they're going to add 16 mechs into the game. It is a ton of work. It's literally going to take over a year. It's going to take probably 2 years to make one guide for every single mech, unless I went at a grueling pace and made one video per week. If I made one video per week, that's still only, like, 4 mechs per month. Like, it is a lot to do. Like, it is a slow process. Primark asks, is it Gundam Wing in English or Japanese? Definitely in English. Like, English was like the common denominator from everybody. So, like, we'll watch all of the dubs in English, unless it's so new that the English dub has not been completed yet. That's typically the plan. And we're going to bounce back and forth between classics and new stuff. We'll go back and forth. So we're going to watch something kind of retro, then we'll probably watch something newer. I want to watch Code Geass. I want to watch the entire Gundam series if you want to get down to it. I'm also probably going to watch Code Geass, amongst other things. Somebody wanted to watch Rising of the Shield Hero for more modern stuff. But, you know, we'll see what goes on. Have I thought about Outlaw Star? That was suggested. Somebody did suggest Outlaw Star. Let me check the anime section. Yeah, so, okay, yeah, that's, what do you know? William Erickson is the same person. He suggested Outlaw Star. Somebody suggested, this is like just literally just anime posting. Somebody suggested Cowboy Bebop in the wrong channel, though. I don't know where they suggested. Cowboy Bebop was a suggestion. I kind of want to watch Big O. I never finished a Big O. Big O is like a weird like robot series. I've wanted to do that though. But those are, oh, let me get some links. If you'd like to join the Discord and become a part of Anime Night, I will give you a link. Also, if you want to vote for the next Mechs, not the next season, because that's going to be the Clans season, but if you wanted to join if you wanted me to use one of your builds, this is the MechWarrior viewer builds. This is where I use your builds. Right now, I'm not doing any additional builds because it's at the very, very end of the series. But if you want me to use one of your builds, that's where I do it in the Discord. And then for voting, this is where the results are shown for the voting. So if you want to vote on which mechs I use, it will be every mech in the game sans the mechs I've already played. They get removed from the list. But yes, you can do the vote, and that's where the voting is done. And so then you can like decide like which mechs get used. This one had a lot of mechs in it, so it was a slower process. But at the same time, it just means we took a big chunk out of the mechs as well. Eric said he missed last episode because it was, we thought, yeah. Like, I mean, it is a new idea. Anime Night is a new idea. We had pretty good attendance to it either way, though, you know, pretty solid. But overall, I think that's pretty good. Anyways, doesn't look like there are any more questions or comments. So I will see you guys later. Time for the Fox and the Crab to dip out. So thanks for being a great audience as usual. Deuces. And remember that you don't have to be good to get good.